everybody. Welcome to Fireside Forge. I'm your host, Citrine, the Armored Sloth, and I'm here today with Crank and Tangle. Today's topic is Pokemon Hot Takes Part 2, because we didn't finish last time.
Yeah. Crank, if you wanted to crash out about the
Yeah. Figure we might as well start this off strong. So the other day, I found some video essay that was. I guess this has been like a popular Pokemon theory for a while now. I don't keep up with this kind of stuff, but essentially, so you have Deoxys space virus. People are saying that apparently Deoxys was actually just like a little Pokemon called a Minior, so it's like a meteor Pokemon, right? That's just like a normal Pokemon that lives in the atmosphere. Apparently, it got like laser blasted by AZ's like giant weapon beam from I don't remember how like 3,000 years ago in Pokemon X and Y lore, and then that apparently mutated it. And I despise this theory because it removes the entire mystery of Deoxys being like this unknown alien that comes out of nowhere. It's like, oh, actually, you didn't need to explain that. That actually ruins the entire concept for me. And if it ends up being like confirmed low-key through the new upcoming X and Y game, I'm just gonna just ignore it and forget that it's canon. It's like a.
Oh, you mean like the new one?
Yeah, Legends. Yeah.
Oh, Tangle, I thought you were making a joke, like you were literally pretending that X and Y didn't happen for a second.
I mean, okay, to be fair, that is in character for me, but no, I literally did not know.
Yeah, no, they're doing like a Legends Arceus sequel, but it's ZA, I think, right? Isn't it Pokemon ZA or something? It's
either
like
AZ or ZA. I don't remember the exacts. It's like the singular Pokemon game I'm like mildly interested in at this point.
Yeah, like, I'm like, are they gonna finish developing this one? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, the last year was like the only year where we didn't get like a mainline Pokemon game release, and like I want to be optimistic and say it's because they're trying to slow down, but really I think they're just trying to time it with a Switch 2 release.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And then we're gonna get yearly releases again, and then I'm gonna crash out because the games keep being poopy.
Yep. It's like I want to be excited for ZA,
talking,
but
I'm gonna kill you.
All right,
never mind. Trying to say this point for like 5 minutes. I was just gonna say having Pokemon Z sucks for me personally because I've been telling people for so long that we weren't gonna get a Pokemon Z, and now I'm wrong, and I don't like that.
Technically, you're still right because this is AZ.
Oh,
or is it ZA? I need to look this up. Hang on.
I don't know, but I've gained great joy from telling people that there isn't going to be a Pokemon Z, and now I can't say that anymore.
Okay, it is Pokemon Legends ZA. So technically you're right, and also technically you're wrong.
This is like their chance to actually develop the Pokemon X and Y lore that they never freaking developed properly.
Was that the French one?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember which one it was.
If you're French, I don't like you. Moving on.
You can't say that. Actually,
no, I can't say that. Put that on a shirt. If we get to the merch point,
if you're French,
I need one of my shirt designs to just say, "If you're French, I don't like you."
I mean, considering what I'm probably going to say on the Arcade podcast, yeah, so that's probably tame in comparison to what I'm going to say.
Yeah, actually, shut up. So there.
Yeah.
I would make fun of you now, but Silver would have to censor it, so I'm just not going to say anything.
Oh, I don't even know what you're going to say, but okay, sorry, go ahead. I mean, I don't know a lot about Deoxys, so I don't know enough to crash out, but I can sympathize with fandom trying to demystify things that aren't really supposed to be demystified. So
yeah, it's the same vibe as people taking the backrooms concept and being like, oh, and then there's like 50 million layers, and they have like entities, and they have little societies built in. I'm like, I need you to know that I don't care. The only non-backrooms stuff or the only backrooms like fanon, quote unquote, that I enjoy is pool rooms, but that's because I like the aesthetic a lot. And I'm sure like only 2% of people listening to this podcast will know what I'm saying at all.
I need you to stop messaging me, please.
Well, I wasn't allowed to say it because I would have gotten censored, so...
Yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah, exactly. I know I can't say this. I didn't say it!
Yeah, you can't say that.
Yeah, no. So yeah, the back rooms is what you were talking about, Jan?
Oh, yeah. I was just comparing it to how fandom of liminal space horror type junk is like, oh, let's over-explain everything. And I'm like, you're removing the appeal of the overall concept, you dummy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm totally with you on that. It's like
Mhm.
they so like this isn't even relevant to, well, I guess it kind of is relevant to what we're, Pokemon, but it's like the whole I'm getting another phone call.
I don't even know what she was gonna say. Yeah.
Anyway, so like I was saying, I don't know
Let
why
me just put
everyone
my phone
suddenly
on
wants to call me
mute
now.
since this call is
You know what?
placed.
After I stop talking and making this point, I'm just gonna go put the phone on silent. But anyway, a lot of horror concepts get ruined when everyone on the internet decides that they're interesting, because then like you said, they're like, okay, now we're gonna try to like lore everything out and like over explain everything. And I'm like, you kind of missed the point a little bit.
FNAF.
I will save my fandom complaining for Arcane podcast, but yeah, I agree with you. I have so
Okay,
much.
yeah.
I'm
So
gonna make a list of things to complain about. I'm so serious,
Oh
so
no.
and we are not
my
stopping the podcast till I get through the whole list.
The
okay,
podcast is
well,
literally going to be like 99% you talking and
pretty
us being
much.
like,
It
okay, okay,
It,
okay. Don't,
yeah,
don't hurt me, please.
it's
Yes, it
gonna be
is.
Tangle is just gonna be sitting there the whole time complaining, and then every so often I'm gonna pipe up and be like, "Well, in the game," and that's literally it. That's what the whole podcast is gonna be.
Yeah.
Well, it's not
Um,
Arcane podcast time, so move along.
Yeah, right.
okay, yeah.
So
Okay.
true, Bessie. So anyway,
Gen 5, right?
no, well, were we not moving into Gen 6 off of that? I don't know.
I
I
don't
feel like we
remember.
might as well.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
which one was Gen 5 again?
Gen 5 is the black and white one.
Oh yeah, okay, we did kind of talk about that already.
And Gen 6 is
Yeah.
French.
So yeah,
Okay,
and
Gen 6 is fine.
unfortunately Gen 6 is French. So my Gen 6 hot take is that like it's kind of ugly. Like, here's the thing. I think that uh obviously, Gen 5 is gorgeous and lovely, and the sprite art is cool, and they do their little moves and they stay moving instead of just, doing, it's really cool. Everybody agrees that Black and White and Black and White 2 super fire in the visuals department. And they just, something about when they decided to move to 3D models, they lost something there. And I'm like, my hottest take, honestly, is they could go back to the Gen 5 style of like 3D environment, 2D battle, and I think they do a lot better with that than they would with the models, because they've been using the models for a long time. They're still ugly. I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
Octopath Traveler. That's the approach we need.
Yeah,
But
literally
this
that.
is something that I have a good friend of mine who has a million Pokemon opinions, and even back like in Gen like what 6 or whatever, she would tell me how they desaturated a lot of the color palettes when they came to 3D, and yeah, they kind of did do that, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, I've
Agreed.
been like theorizing for so long, like why does this suck in 3D? Like, is it the lighting? Is it the models? Is it the textures? I'm like, I'm driving myself crazy.
It's the corporate.
Yeah. Because I mean, Battle Revolution still looks pretty decent for its time.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I think it still
what
looks good now. Like, it's a little low poly, but as far as like, art direction goes, it's great.
yeah, but I think Jan's friend has a point, like the models are pretty washed out as far
Yeah.
as
Also,
yeah.
like,
I think that
a
doesn't
lot of
help.
if you compare, like, even, for example, like, the Diamond and Pearl animations when they, like, come out of the ball and stuff, we kind of lost a lot of that. Like, a lot of the Pokemon just kind of stand there now.
Yeah.
They
Oh
don't
yeah,
do
the idle
anything.
animations are pretty bland.
Yeah, I'm like,
Legends
Which,
Arceus did. Oh, sorry.
no. You finish your thing, and then I'll come back to complaining about this.
Okay. And I was gonna say, Legends Arceus, which I have a lot of opinions on, but they did make the idle animations a bit better, and they did a few different changes to like when they do an attack, if it's like say like a physical contact attack, like they'll actually go like it'll be like a tween animation basically, but at least the Pokemon like goes up and like smacks the other Pokemon. It's a
Yeah.
lot more. You can feel the impact of the frame a lot more. There was a really good video essay I saw that was mentioning how I don't know how to explain it. I don't remember the specifics, but something about how the camera angle being. Oh, I remember what it was. The camera angles were more specific in like games like Coliseum and DX and whatnot. That it made the impact of attacks a lot better. But I think something about how the camera like pans around more less deliberately in later games. that especially in the most modern games, because there isn't any panning, it's just there. There's no dynamic camera work happening, which makes the watching the battles a lot more boring. IG.
Yeah, I'm with that. But yeah, my thing I was going to complain about was like, do we all remember the huge drama with the national decks where they're like, oh, we're going to take away the national decks, but we're going to spend all that extra time tuning up the animations to make sure everything looks great. And then they
Yeah.
Oh, and
released
they lied.
Sword and
They
yeah.
lied.
First of all, y'all just straight up lied because that didn't happen. But
That's so true. I forgot about that.
yeah, and that was like a whole thing. It was like a whole drama, and I'm like, look, man, first of all, you lied, and I don't love that. But also, I just don't think like Sword and Shield is a pretty good looking game, but I'm like, my visual comparison for all Switch games is Breath of the Wild, so I'm like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, it looks okay.
The most
There's
annoying
like
part of that. Oh, sorry.
I don't know if they do this in Sword and Shield because that was a generation I skipped. I never played it. But when I played Scarlet, I guess we're kind of jumping around the different gens now at this point. There's like I think it's called a Frenzel shader. And what it does is that it adds like an outline glow almost to the rim of the model.
Mhm.
And I guess they do it to make sure that the Pokemon stands out against whichever background it's at. But I kind of don't like the Frenzel shader, to be honest.
Oh, I'd have to see a picture
I
of
think
that.
that's fair.
Hold on. Frenzel
I was
shader.
gonna say the most annoying part of the thing about them talking about like the national decks was like the Twitter discourse because you had like one half of people being like, "I'm gonna kill you," and then the other half people being like, "Pokemon is trying their best. You gotta be nice." And I'm like, I think you're both wrong.
Yeah,
So
it's like you got the people who are like put the Pokemon company's head on a pike. You got the people who are you know what riding, being like leave them alone, and then you have like the third faction who don't actually understand the issue.
yeah,
Those are the
that was
three
so
groups.
irritating. So I'm like, I don't like I understand why things might need to be cut, but also the part of the appeal of Pokemon is like the collectible nature of all the Pokemon. Like completing the national dex is like a thing and was a thing in every game up until that point.
Yeah, and then I'm like,
So,
look, I'm actually willing to come to the table a little bit. If you wanted to make a game and it's like you can only get Pokemon from this region in this game, I actually would have been okay with that, but not a massive fan. But then they started like picking and choosing which Pokemon got kept, and I knew in that moment I was like, this is gonna be them playing favorites. And I was right, because all the
oh
popular
yeah.
Pokemon get to come, but nobody else does. I was like, all right, well,
Yeah,
cool,
Okay,
but I
I'm
guess
looking at
the question becomes like, because each generation does introduce more Pokemon. How do you balance like a scope creep like that then?
honestly, I think they should have stopped making Pokemon games, which I know realistically is not gonna happen because money, but I'm like, I think it's gotten too big. Like,
yeah, I'm like, solution A is make new regions, but all region Pokemon are locked to that region, or
oh yeah,
go
that's true
back
too.
and make additional stories in regions that already exist, because then you don't have to make new Pokemon.
Mm.
Or
That's a
like if
good
you do
idea.
make
That's a
good
good idea.
Pokemon, you can make like a new legendary or something, but you don't have to like overhaul the entire region, you know?
That's a good idea, like having all the regions be like region locked. I think that would be good because I'm like, I get why they felt the need to cut Pokemon because I'm like, it's over, what is it, over like 700, 800? I don't know.
Or something. I think we're
I think
over like as
I
of the
think we've
most
reached
recent, I
1,000 at
think
this
we're yeah,
point.
I'm pretty sure we're over 1,000 at this point.
Yeah, so it makes sense, but I'm like, you have to do it in a way that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, you
Yeah.
gotta cut in a way that
Yeah,
makes sense.
They
I
managed to
will
pick a
say
way that just pissed everyone off.
to
Yeah.
segue into I have to go back to Gen 3 because um people always mention that, oh, like Gen 3 is like this like one of the best gens, and it is one of my favorite generations, but it is actually one of the worst Pokédexes to complete. Like
Really?
before
Yeah,
the
because it's got
remake
so much
of
nonsense in it.
Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, you couldn't complete the decks. So
Oh.
when people the thing is that when people critique later generations, they kind of leave the earlier generations off the hook, and I think part of it is just nostalgia. And I don't say this to be like, oh, all Pokemon has always been bad. That's not my point. But
Mhm.
if you look at like, say, I don't know how it was in like Gen 2 or Gen 4, I can't remember right now. Just Gen 3 specifically, you had to get, your Fire Red, your Leaf Green, you had to get, I think you had to get, in order to get Gen 2 Pokemon, you had to get the GameCube games and then hook them up somehow. So it was actually a
Um,
pretty tedious process to do all that. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I
wasn't it
feel like
like
tossing
you
that in.
needed I could be totally wrong about this because I was a child, but like don't you need to like you can either like transfer from a Gen 2 game to like a GameCube game or something, and then
No, the
back
technology wasn't there
or
yet.
something.
The first time we were able to take Pokemon from an earlier gen and put it into a later gen was Diamond and Pearl. You put the Game Boy in the DS, and then put the
I did that all the time.
DS game into the DS slot, and then you'd be able to go to the little Poke Park thing and do all that. That was the first time they did that. But
I remember
Gen 2 and 3, there's a distinct divide where you just kind of had to cope because the technology wasn't there.
I remember back when Gen 4 was like the gen, I was like in the World Trade like station place, utterly ruining the legendary market because I would go play Leaf Green and I would catch all the legendaries and then I would transfer them to Diamond and Pearl and then I would throw them into the market and then I would keep doing it over and over again.
Oh my gosh.
There was like a billion trillion like Zapdos and Articuno and everything, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna ruin the whole economy.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy, dude.
No, okay, but freaking, I gotta crash out again. I don't remember which gen they did it, but they freaking got rid of Wonder Trade.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I don't know why, because it's like, okay, one thing that X and Y has going for them is, one, I really like the decks, to be honest. Xerneas and Noivern, Nation Forever. But they had a really good interface for the connectivity stuff. Like, that's what the entire bottom screen was for.
Yeah.
And I remember it being good.
It was
looking at the decks. Oh yeah, I already talked about how I hated Quilladin in the other episode, but yeah, I mean these are okay. I feel like Greninja should have been water fighting and not water dark, but that's just me.
I have a Noivern plushie that I got custom made.
I remember Citrine talking about Diggersby.
Yeah.
Talonflame's
I wanted to like it. I just can't.
Pyro is okay. Forge is okay. I love Go-Goat. I love it. So cute.
Everybody loves Go-Goat. He's neat.
Pancham is fine. Furfrou. Honestly,
I
okay,
like
I frick with most of these. I'm not.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid dex overall, I think.
Huh, okay. I thought I was gonna hate more of these.
I think every generation has like some Pokemon that I hate, but mostly not, I think.
I mean, I'm not super keen on like Hoopa and Volcanion, but other than that, I think I like most of the Pokemon in this deck. That's interesting. I thought I was gonna hate more of them. Okay.
Lamau XD.
Yeah, like they're okay. But yeah, I remember being kind of disappointed with X and Y just because I felt like there wasn't a lot of content.
X and Y.
There's literally empty rooms where there would have been like legendary counters, and it makes me mad.
You know, I don't know if this is a criticism of X and Y or just like the later part of the 3DS cycle in general, but like if you're releasing a game on the 3DS, I just feel like it should be like in 3D. You know what I mean? I remember when
I'm confused.
I mean, like the literal actual 3D slider on the side of the system, because what they released the game and like a couple of cutscenes were rendered out that way, but most of the game you couldn't do that. And I was like, I feel like you've kind of defeated the purpose. Like, I totally get not wanting to waste all this time, but I do remember, like, as a kid, I was super disappointed about that.
Oh yeah,
I was one of like the 3 people in the world who did not get searing headaches from using the 3D function.
Oh yeah, okay, so because Gen 6 kind of started introducing all this stuff, how did you guys feel about the introduction of fairy types and Mega Evolution?
Sorry, excuse me. I remember why I really wanted to get to part 2 of this podcast.
I mean, I kind of hate Sylveon now, but other than that,
So here's the thing about the fairy type. I understand that like the theory behind introducing the fairy type is like, okay, dragon is too OP. We need something to balance it out. I get that. That being said, I don't like the fairy type. I think the idea of having a quote unquote fairy type is stupid. I don't like any of the Pokemon that were designed to be fairy type. I don't like the fact that they took okay, you don't count Xerneas. I do like you. But no, you're right. Xerneas gets to stay. But I don't like a lot of the Pokemon that they designed specifically as new fairy types. I don't like that they took a bunch of normal types and turned them into fairy types. And I hate Sylveon. I hate Sylveon with a burning passion because I feel like they just took Eevee, which is that rant is coming too. But they took Eevee and they're like, we're just gonna make it pretty full. And I'm like, I think this abomination is not appealing to me. And then every time I say it, whoever I'm talking to is like, oh, I can't believe that you don't like Sylveon. It's cute. And I'm like, okay, well, it being cute is just not the precursor for me liking it. And here's my Eevee rant while I'm here. You will never be Pikachu. They keep trying to take this freaking thing, which, okay, Eevee is cute, I'll give you that. And I like the idea that it can, like, evolve into pretty much almost any type, but you will never be Pikachu. They keep trying to be like, haha, look, the dynamic duo, it's Eevee and Pikachu. Like, no, it is Pikachu and a poser. You are not him. You will never be him. It drives me crazy. I hate it.
Yo, that's crazy. I did not know you had that
They
take.
got a whole, like, in the TCG, they have an entire, like, expansion that's just like, haha, this is the Eevee themed one. I'm like, I'm gonna pull my hair out. I can't stand seeing this thing anymore.
My thing with Eevee is, like, I think that every generation they should be introducing new Eevee, like, evolutions, because I feel like it's weird that there's not an evolution for every type.
Yeah, there definitely should
I
be
kind
one.
of really want a steel type evolution. I'm not gonna lie. You just keep
Yes, that
seeing
would be
like
fire.
no, okay. See, here's the thing. It's like I would like to see more because I see a lot of cool like fan evolutions, but like
Yeah.
you know that modern Nintendo's gonna drop the ball on that.
Oh, for sure.
That
Also,
is
like,
fair.
I don't know if this is true or not, but did you guys see that thing where the Pokemon Company was like, if we see someone online do a concept, we won't do the same concept?
Did they actually say that?
I don't know if
know.
this is real or not, because I saw this all over social media where they were saying, like, oh, you know, if we see fan ideas, then we kind of don't do ideas that are in the same vein as that. And I'm like, if that's your philosophy, you're going to run out of ideas fast, because I think
I'm like,
there's
you
a
should be
fan
hiring these
Pokemon for
people.
everything. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, somebody
Yeah.
who is watching this podcast right now, go fact check me on this, because I know I saw this on social media, but I'm like, is this real? Because I'm like, if this is real, we're cooked.
I kind of believe you because I feel like that some of the takes that I've seen from the Pokemon Company are kind of ridiculous. So I'm kind of willing to believe that that's something that they co-signed because, like, I know that they don't. One of the things is like they really don't like people doing Nuzlocks,
Yeah.
and I'm like, then make the game hard. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Either introduce
Wait, they
difficulty
don't like
or make the game
Nuzlocke?
harder.
That's stupid.
I saw somewhere, and feel free to fact check me if I'm wrong, but I saw somewhere that like some of the higher ups or some of the creative people don't really like it when people do Nuzlocks.
Like,
Because that's
obviously,
not
they
how
can't
they
stop
want you to
you,
the
but
game. And I'm like, just make the
yeah.
game like one of the reasons I started doing Nuzlocks is because I found some of the later games to be so easy that I'm like, this isn't really fun for me. So like doing a Nuzlocke kind of added some challenge and kind of made it more fun for me. But apparently they don't like that, and I'm like, make the game hard
Yeah, I
then.
don't know
Yeah.
these nuts.
I
Like, I don't know what you want me to do.
self-imposed I self-imposed a level cap when I was playing Scarlet for that exact reason, that it made it a more interesting experience for it.
Yeah,
I
no,
guess
I'm
I
with
still
that.
freaking beat the crap out of everything, but yeah.
What are you laughing at?
You're
You
like
laughing?
What?
No, like, literally, what do you want me to do? Because I'm like, if I bought the game, I am holding it in my hands. You cannot stop me from doing a Nuzlocke. I would love to see you try to do that.
Because I know people were upset about the EXP share, that like it would just evenly share EXP through like all the
Yeah.
parties in certain
Oh
gens.
yeah.
They're like, well, I wanted to train certain Pokemon for like Nuzlocke and other stuff, and they're like, well, we don't really want you doing Nuzlocke, so we don't care. And I was like, okay, like,
Bruh. Yeah. Ain't no freaking way. But yeah, no, that's why my theory as to why we're not getting new evolutions every generation is if the we can't do concepts that other people have already done thing is true, they probably genuinely have no ideas because I've seen a million EVs for every type at this point.
I'm like, you need to be hiring these people as creative directors. That's what you need to be doing, like,
For real.
legitimately.
And it's like, it's not
But
even
they
an issue
won't.
of them not being Japanese, because like, didn't an American studio guy design the ice cream cones that I hate?
Which honestly is
So I'm
not a
like,
credit to our country because I don't like that Pokemon. I'm gonna keep
yeah,
it
me
buck.
neither. But I'm like, my point being, you should be able
They hired
theoretically to
Toby
hire
Fox
these
to do
people.
music, and I'm pretty sure he's American.
Yeah, so
He
I'm
did
like,
do. I thought he did do a track for
he did
Scarlet or
for
Violet.
He did, yeah, that's my point.
I thought it was it not Sword and Shield? I thought he did.
I
Hang
don't
on.
know. I
Did he?
don't.
I don't
To
know.
be honest, it was either Sword or Shield or Scarlet or Violet.
It was Scarlet and Violet. He did the final battle. It sounds exactly like one of his tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, he did both.
Oh, word.
Oh,
He's composed songs for Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet.
And they freaking brought in some pop singer for Scarlet and Violet for the credits, and I'm like,
who?
So
I On one hand,
This
like
is
I
new.
can't
This
hate,
is news to me. I did not know
like
this.
I
This is
can't
also
exactly
news to
hate it
me.
because it kind of sounds like a anime opening for Pokemon, but also I kind of don't like it either.
That's crazy.
Oh man.
It was what's his name? Sharon, Shireen.
Oh
Are you
God, are
serious?
you serious?
Are you
No,
serious?
no, like look it up.
I'm
I
looking
am gonna
this
actually
up.
look it up right now.
Hold on.
Hold on. Because that's not. Why would you pick Ed Sheeran? Like that makes
Because
no
he's
sense.
popular. I don't know. Do you
Like
think I know pop artists?
Pokemon Company, if you are listening to me, look at me in my eyes. Stop making games now. That's
Yeah, it's
ridiculous.
okay. It appears in the end credits of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, he sure did. Dang, that's crazy. Get me out. Let me out. Let me out. Let me out. I can't take this anymore. All that, but y'all can't finish your game. You hired Ed Sheeran to do a song for your game that you didn't even finish developing. That's crazy. Ugh. Man, oh man. We've lost Tangle. Tangle has muted herself by accident or on purpose. It remains to be seen.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, all that to
Wait,
say, I'm
I
not a
just
fan of the fairy type.
freaking forgot because we were already starting to bash into like Scarlet and Violet and junk. Did anyone
Right?
have anything to say about Alola?
You know, Alola is okay. I think that there was a point, and I think it was right in that Sun and Moon era, where it's like Game Freak or the Pokemon Company or whoever, I don't care. They're making the games, and the games are like finished and complete, and they're functional and competent, but like there's nothing gripping me. Like I played through Sun when it came out, and I was like, okay, that was an experience, and then moved on. Like it didn't feel special.
Yeah,
It just kind of
I
felt
was
like it
very
was there.
unimpressed by Alola personally.
I did
And
kind of
like,
like that not everything is a gym necessarily. Like I like the idea of like, oh, here's like a whole behind trial instead of just a gym. But other than that,
but
I'm
it
like,
is kind
okay,
of a
it's a
gym
game.
though.
It
Like
is so
how is it
functionally a
that
gym.
different from a gym?
You are not
I
standing
think
in a
it's
building.
it's
That is
just
the only
paced
difference.
differently.
Yeah,
Honestly, I feel like the pacing was kind of fast. Like, I don't
I
know.
don't even
That's just me
remember to
though.
be honest with
Sort of.
you. But
I think Sun and Moon was the first generation. Actually, no. I think maybe X and Y did this, where they had like a little tutorial segment or whatever.
Like when they
I'm
go
trying to
into the
remember.
grass,
It's been a
or
long
No,
time.
like at the beginning of the game, it would be like maybe almost an hour of tutorial.
hmm.
I remember Alola doing that, and I wasn't a fan.
Honestly, I
Every
don't remember a lot from Alola. Wait, let me look up what gen is that again?
Sun and Moon,
uh
7.
Let me look it up. I just
starting
want
the
to see
A
if I hate any of the
generation.
Pokemon.
I'm gonna come in here and say my
Uh,
hot take is that I think the Ultra Beasts were a really neat concept, and I will die on that hill. I love most of the designs.
I like the electric guy, like the
okay,
guy that's
cool.
the bunch of
I'm
wires.
I'm prepared to kill you on that hill. So we dying on that hill is appropriate, yes. Even though I
Decidueye
actually
is
do like some of
okay.
them.
Oh, you know what? That's what got us into this episode in the first place. The Litten line of Pokemon. We
Oh
were
yeah, yeah,
arguing
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
That's why I was like, we should do this podcast because I hate Incineroar with a burning passion. I think it's a
Or a
terrible design.
hater.
Yeah, I
Hating
am.
ah.
I'm here hating. It's gross
He's a
looking. It's
heel that
weird
pretends to be mean, but he's actually really good with kids. Why do you live to hate?
because it's
Because
like
he stands
it's
on two
furry
legs.
bait but bad. Like it looks
No,
bad, bro.
no, it's furry bait, and it does its job.
No,
That's
yeah, it does its job appearing to the
Wow.
lowest common denominator of Twitter furry that you don't want to follow or be friends with.
okay. How are you gonna
That's
say
the
that? They got freaking we got Lopunny, we got Gardevoir, and we got Salazzle. You cannot defend any of those Pokemon if you're
I
going
am
into
gonna
this
defend.
video like this.
I don't
Ain't
particularly
no
like.
way!
I don't particularly
I'm a
like
Salazzle
any of
fan.
those
Shut up.
Pokemon more than any other Pokemon, but I'm like, they look like Pokemon. They look like monsters in the pocket. Like they have the same design philosophy. Like
Dude,
they're just better designs. They
he's
are better
cat.
designs. Okay.
Gen 1
He's
has
just cat
Machoke, dude.
Machamp.
There
Like
is no
literally.
consistency to this.
I mean, I don't like Machoke or Machamp or that line either. So I'm
All right.
I mean,
consistent,
I get
baby.
that. I'm just saying that, like, it's not new. This isn't
You
new.
you gotta die for this one. I'm sorry.
Also, it should be fire fighting and not fire dark. That makes no sense. He's supposed to be what, a
There's
luchador or
already been,
something? I don't
like,
know, a
2 or
wrestler?
3 other firefighting starters, dude.
Yeah,
Then
the
make a
crazy thing
better
is,
design that lends itself to fire dark then.
The issue is like they spent so many gens doing firefighting that now they have a Pokemon that could have been firefighting, and they're probably like, "Oh, we got too many of those," and then made it.
Yeah, I mean that does make sense, but I'm like, I don't like. And plus, they did the thing again where they're like, "Oh, we got you. He's a quadruped. He's gonna stay a quad. Oh no, he's a biped. And he doesn't even have digi legs. He's got stupid planty legs." And I'm like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna murder you in Minecraft.
All right, comment
It's
section.
so-
Get her. I don't even want
It's
to.
a bad design. The only people who like Incineroar like that are attracted to it. I swear to Glob.
No.
Nobody who's normal is like, man, I love Incineroar in a normal way.
Okay, hang on. Wait a minute.
No, like
I'm not
literally just look
wrong.
at the animations they do for the character. It's just whoever animated Incineroar was having like a good day, okay? He looks like the most cartoony Looney Tunes looking goofy guy.
Like, I swear, nobody likes Incineroar normally. I swear this to you.
Listen.
Well, you're wrong, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Shut up. The end.
Yeah, well, you're not one of the people, Citrine, because I know you, and I will clock you now, okay?
I know for a fact this part is getting clipped, so comments, get her. I'm appealing to the crowd. Get her.
Wow, okay. You can't stand on your own, so you're going to ask the comments? We get 2 comments max on every video. They're not coming to save you.
No, they will. All 2 comments are going to be like, I disagree. I think Incineroar is really cool. Watch.
And I'm like, I don't even like Torracat, but at least it's on all 4s.
Yeah, I think Torracat is not enough of an evolution away from Litten for me to like it. But I'm like, does anybody truly care at all about the middle evolution of any starter? Because we're all trying to get
anyway. Shut your mouth!
Okay, no, you're right. I take it back.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Also, it has the weird yaoi hands. I don't like this Pokemon. It is ugly to me.
I think we need to beat you with hammers.
And honestly, I don't really like Primarina anyway, but I think the design is like decent.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I find it interesting that it's like such a feminine looking Pokemon, regardless of whether it's male or female. Like that's very interesting to me. But other than that, I'm like, okay, moving on.
I guess
I'm not offended by this design.
I think that the story of Sun and Moon is basically perfect, besides the fact that you can't beat the crap out of the Lucamine jellyfish lady at the end yourself.
I don't
even have like
remember
an
what
empty
the story
slot.
for the game.
I also don't really remember, but I believe you.
That is so sad. It's like my favorite story behind like the black and white story. But okay,
I love the black and white story.
I need to replay it, Sun and Moon. The issue is that my 3DS battery got swollen, so I had to get rid of it, and I need to order a replacement battery because you can't just plug it into the wall. It won't get power that way. You have to have a battery in it. So I'm like, okay, need to get a replacement battery.
Okay, I gotta crash out about Ultra Sun. What?
Charger Bug and Vikavolt are okay.
I love Vikavolt.
I don't super love Crab Brawler.
Like Handrock is perfect in all forms.
I like Handrock. Yeah.
Moving on. Yeah, nothing else to say about that.
I do like Oricorio like because it has the different like dance forms, and I think that's actually pretty creative.
Yeah, that's neat.
I like Cutie Fly. I'm not sure how I feel about Ribombee.
Are they the one that evolve into the giant like flower stalk looking thing? Because I don't like that thing.
No, that was
I don't think so.
That was from the previous gen.
Florges?
Yeah, I think that yeah. Obviously, like
all the like tall flower Pokemon all like blend together in one concept in my brain.
For real.
I actually I really like Wishy Washy mostly.
Yeah, it's such a cool concept. I saw a fan concept where someone did like a similar thing, but with like, a flock of starlings. I wish it was real.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Well, now that you said that, now Game Freak is like, well, now we are not doing it.
Well, someone drew it a couple years ago, so you know.
Yeah, oh, it's over. Yeah, dang, I hate that. They really need to just start hiring these people.
Mariani or whatever it's called. I don't really like that. Mudbray is okay, and its evolution's okay.
I like Mudsdale. Mudsdale is chill. That's my
Dewpider. I like the concept because it's like one of those like water glider, like
water strider
Pokemon. Yeah. But I think the design could have been better. I'm not gonna lie.
Also agreed. Yeah.
I actually really like Lurantis. I think it's cute.
Lurantis. My brain can't remember anything.
I think it should honestly. It's weird that it's just grass and not grass fairy because it honestly could have been bug grass. It could have been bug fairy. It could have been like any combination of those.
Yeah, they could have gone with a lot there.
The Shinotic, the weird mushroom guy, hate that. I like Salazzle, okay? That's all right. I like Salazzle. I think it's
Listen,
an interesting design.
as long as you acknowledge that it's bait AF, you're allowed to like it.
I mean, it is kind of bait. Like if you read the Pokédex entry, it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
it
bait.
like manipulates the Salandit with its like pheromones. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
that's bait.
weird.
Like, it's okay for it to be bait if the design is good, but we have to acknowledge when they're bait, and that's bait.
It is bait, but I'm like, the design isn't as bait as it could be because I could really make it worse, to be honest. Like I could see the ways in which it could be worse.
Like I actually also like Salazzle, but it is bait.
Yeah, it is bait. Beware and stuff.
I think it's like there's like a difference between like Salazzle bait and then Inteleon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate Inteleon. That is one of the worst Pokemon designs I've ever seen in my life.
It's like I get the concept. I just hate the execution. I'm like, that's just a guy.
Weird. He's got the weird Yowie hands. Whoever is Game Freak, if you are listening, look me in my eyes. Fire that guy. I don't want to see any more Yowie hands in my game again.
It might have been the guy that got fired for having a login to 18+ sites on his work account.
Oh, did that happen?
It was during the leaks that included the whole Typhlosion fiasco.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I didn't look at those leaks. I just saw the Typhlosion thing and was like, I saw the Typhlosion thing, I saw people explaining why it's actually not a big deal, and then I was like, okay, I think I'm just not gonna look into this.
Yeah, I barely looked into it.
Anyway, that was a joke. TM on my comment.
Like, don't sue us, thanks.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't the same guy. I just thought it'd be funny.
For legal reasons, this is a joke.
I don't even know what this is. I don't think I saw one of the. Oh, the Serena Pokemon. That's bait. This is bait.
Wait, post that.
I have no memory of this.
Yeah, I can't think what you're talking about.
See, like, there's a lot of Alola Pokemon whose designs I really like, but for some reason I can't remember the whole dex, which is so weird to me.
Oh yeah, it's a little bait.
Have you seen like the freaking post going around where it's like, oh, cool, like it just hits cool lava for no good reason.
Really?
Okay.
And it shows like, oh my gosh. Okay, I have to find the meme now.
Yeah, go find the meme. I've not seen that.
Bait.
Comfy, the little lay Pokemon. That's really cute. I actually like that idea.
Yeah,
it should be Grass Fairy if it has to be.
Yeah, like how you gonna introduce the fairy type and then proceed to completely misuse it? I think the best way to use it would be to remove it from the game, like the TCG. But since we're not getting that,
because like I get that it was to balance out the dragon type, but
also consider this, right? And I'm not on the game design team for Game Freak, otherwise they would finish their games. But if I was, I would say maybe it's okay for dragons to be a little OP. They're literally dragons.
That's true, though. I'm looking at the meme. Yeah, that's real.
That's funny.
Very true. Very accurate.
Oh my goodness.
Oranguru, don't really like that. I do like Passimian though. I think that's a cool design.
Yeah, he's chill.
A little helmet with the
dodgeball monkey.
Yeah.
Sorry, lemur.
Yeah, lemur. Golisopod. I kind of like that design.
I queried my brain on that one and got nothing back. Please post.
Yeah, let me hear. I can. I'm literally on the. Yeah, it's the big bug guy.
Yeah, he's cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. So like, I think they made this plus Gen 5. They really made the effort to bring back like viable bug Pokemon. And most bug Pokemon in Alola, I don't really pay attention to, but this one's the GOAT because it's Guzma's ace.
It's just neat.
I like that.
I pretend not to like this Pokemon, but only when a specific friend of mine talks about liking this Pokemon. But I do like this Pokemon. I just pretend not to.
You're so terrible, bro.
I gotta be the way, you know? I just can't make it easy.
I see that. I like Sandygast and Palisand. I think
they're
pretty cool, like concepts and designs.
What's that? Which generation has that stupid freaking anchor?
Good question. I don't know. Might be this one.
I don't like that one.
I'll keep scrolling to see if I can find it. I love the frick out of Muku or however you say it.
Yeah,
Muku.
Yeah, it's so cute.
I had a really solid competitive team that used him in double battles because it was really
like him and Snom. I'm like, these are some of the best designs to come out of the
peak.
gen.
Actually peak. Which is sad because I don't really like Frostmoth that much. I get that it's like, okay, it's a little grub and then it becomes, I get it. I just,
Yeah, I feel like Snom is like peak. Like
yeah.
it does not need
Can't
to
improve on
roll.
peak. No matter what, it was going to get worse.
A small round creature, Pokemon genre.
Yeah, little
I
dot
don't really
eyes.
like Null or Silvally that much. Like I get that it's supposed to be
I'm
a
gonna kill
hodgepodge
you.
of different designs, but it just
That's
it
the
looks like a
point!
hodgepodge of different
Chimera!
designs, so I don't like it.
It's like Full Metal Alchemist, like Arceus, like rip-off, monstrosity. I'm gonna kill you.
I also don't like the one dragon Pokemon that's like all the fossils that are put together wrong. I also don't really like that either. So I just don't like hodgepodge designs that much.
The crazy thing is, if they had put the fossils together right, I would have actually loved those designs. But
agreed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but like,
I actually kind of like. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, I get why it looks the way it does. I just don't like it. It's just not for me.
I see.
That's fair. I'm kind of a fan of type null, only because I like the idea of a Pokemon that's like type is quote unquote null. But other than that, the design itself is okay.
I forget what the plot significance of it was too. I don't even remember.
It was one of the the evil lady has like a whole corporation, and it like one of their experiments was making fake god.
Oh, okay.
And one of her kids runs off with the type null, and then eventually gets to evolve, and it's like, oh, he helped the Pokemon recover from his trauma, and now they're best friends, so it evolved, and it will now kill for him.
that is cute though. That is actually pretty cute. This one I'm not particularly fond of either. It just seems like discount Soul Rock to me.
It's okay. I like that it comes in a bunch of different colors. That's pretty much
it. The one where they're like, oh, this was turned into a Deoxys, and I'm like, that's kind of really stupid. It's cute when when this thing like breaks open, it comes in like 8 different colors.
Yeah, that's the part I like.
It reminds me of the star bits from Mario Galaxy.
Yes! Cook. Need a stream where I just sit down and play Mario Galaxy. That's what we need.
Yeah. I'd be down, actually.
It's like the only game that I'm like possibly speedrun competitive at. I really like Mario Galaxy, yeah.
Komala is okay, it's just a koala. Turtonator, I have mixed feelings.
I will kill you. I love Turtonator. That's my boy.
I like its typing.
That's my little freak.
Why do I keep not remembering this? Is that like the fire dragon turtle thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it based off a snapping turtle or something? I don't remember.
Somehow I thought this was a Sword and Shield Pokemon. It looks too ugly to be otherwise.
Yeah, like listen. He's ugly, but he's my little guy. Okay.
That's fair.
Okay, fair enough. The shapes are fun. This one didn't click for me for some reason, even though this is like a yonder design.
Yeah, I feel like this is a design that you would like.
I don't know. I love him.
I don't know.
This guy, one of the Pikachu XPs, I don't really like him, I'm gonna be honest.
No, I hate Togedemaru. I would throw that thing into an abyss.
I do like Mimikyu though. I think Mimikyu is a great concept and design. What are you gonna say?
I never really cared for Mimikyu, and I think they want to use it so many times that I'm like, I'm gonna get to the point where I just start being obstinate about it, but like I don't hate it.
That's understandable. I get that. This is unholy. I don't even know why this made it past a draft, but it is in here.
Oh, I hate that thing.
Oh yeah,
get that thing out of here. It's so freaking like.
Why does it have lips, bro?
Yeah,
isn't that a Gen 5 Pokemon?
No.
Nope. Shockingly, it does have that feel though, doesn't it? It's like you would see
it feels like almost like a ripoff of Lovedix.
Yeah, this is unloved.
I'm thinking of Aloma Moma, which is actually the Lovedix ripoff.
Yeah.
Drampa is kind of cute. It doesn't quite hit for me, but it's kind of cute.
I like the part where it beats you up.
Drampa's like kind of there for me. The concept I like, the design not as much.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the anchor one is in here. That's the next one.
Yeah. Throw that thing into the ocean where it belongs.
Not unloved disc, bro. That's crazy.
I think that like Lovedisc is such a simple design, but it works somehow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Finian is also really freaking cute.
I like the concept.
Yes, concept great.
I just
Execution.
don't like the execution. Yeah.
Close enough. Welcome back, Phantom Hourglass.
Thank you. Appreciated.
Oh, and the Kamo line. This guy.
Oh, I love
kind of
them.
like that. I kind of
Yeah, I love those little
that.
guys.
Kind of frick with this. My hot take is
Yo!
that I hate.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I love these
Yeah.
guys. I love these guys. I love these guys. Big
Yeah,
I like that
punchy.
design. They're very good. My controversial take is that I hate all the Tapu Pokemon. I think they're all very ugly designs.
That's fair.
Wow, I'm killing you.
Yeah,
Well, which
I don't
one
like
do
them.
you like?
Here, I'll put them in the. There's Tapu Koko, which I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it.
Yeah, he's so cool.
That one's probably the most decent out of the four. I would say.
I
But
just need him to have feet, and then I would actually probably like him.
That's how I feel
they're
about
like
Lunala.
it's like the Genie trio from that other generation. I don't like them either.
Oh god, yeah,
Oh,
the
the Genie trio
Landorus
is
and Vandorous
ASS.
and Slanderous. Yeah.
Not the spelling.
I do like the Therian forms of them though, and I'm not biased, especially the
I like
Well, I mean,
them.
because it's actual regular creature.
Yeah, like what if
Yeah.
you actually made it a Pokemon? Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
I
like
will
the
say
design.
the Tapus have a really good battle theme. Teehee.
Oh, yeah, I actually do remember that. Yeah.
Okay. Cosmog is okay, I guess.
Nebby get in the bag. Moving on.
Yeah, I like the Nebby get in the bag memes, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a middle form? Let me see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does have a middle form, I think.
He gets
That's
like a
kind of
neutron star form.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
I'm a Solagio truther. I like the metal lion.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm not the middle guy. I'm not super enthused about.
Yeah. He's alright.
I honestly
Yeah, you should check how much Cosmoem weighs.
Oh
Wait,
yeah, it's like so much.
Let me see.
Literally like the weight of I don't freaking know.
Like a star or something?
It says 2,204 pounds.
Yeah. If
Okay,
it wasn't
that's less
floating,
than
we
what I
would not
thought.
be able to move it.
That's crazy. I'm like, how does it
I think it's
float?
meant to
What does it
suggest
do?
that it's literally the density of a star.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
my
think I
hot
love.
take is that I don't necessarily like Solgaleo or Lunala all that much either. They're okay to me.
I will say I like them because the story got me attached to them, but design wise, I'm not as sold on them. Mostly
Yeah.
Lunala is because no legs. And then something about Solgalio's design makes it feel like almost like an Arceus ripoff, but also not.
It's like
It's
Yeah,
hard to
one,
say.
it is one
something about
singular. Oh,
I don't know. It's something about how like the forms are drawn. It almost looks like it's like got like saggy skin almost. I don't
it
know
is
how to
one
explain.
singular Voltron line.
It just doesn't do exactly what I need from the design. But
what were you
Yeah.
saying, Citrine?
I love
It says-
Lily, so I'll take care of Nebby for Lily's sake. So
Jose Solagio looks like one single Voltron lion.
No! Oh my god. Why did you say that?
Because that's what it looks like.
It does. You're right, though. It does.
Like, we
Dang,
could not
I
afford
hate
the
it.
whole Voltron, so here's one lion.
I think, like, I used to like Solgaleo better, but I think I kind of like Lunala a little bit better now, but I also kind of am mad at both of them.
I feel like that the best legendary designs from this game, it was both Necrozma forms, TBH. The first one because it's just so like bizarre and otherworldly and spooky, and then Ultra Necrozma is just like really cool dragon.
I'll have to look at this.
Honestly,
This I kind of like.
think that's fair. Ultra Necrozma is kind of a vibe, and the original one is cool because it's all dark.
I like this guy.
Can you see all of me? Walk into my mystery.
The Ultra Beasts I have mixed feelings on. Like, I don't like Buzzswole and I don't like Pheromosa.
Listen, all my homies
those
love
are the fake ones. They suck.
Listen, Stakataka is my guy, okay?
I like this guy.
I'm a Celestial. I think it's just called Celestiala.
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
it's called. That one's cool.
I like this one. I think this is a really good design.
It's goofy.
Celestiala?
Yeah, it's like a whole reference to like it's like a Japanese legend where someone builds a rocket to the moon out of bamboo.
Okay. I'm not particularly sold on this design, but I appreciate the
Listen.
lore. What?
I just
Wait, are
appreciate
you
how
gonna
with
post
Ultra
it?
Beasts, they're like, okay, how do we make this as weird as possible? And then we're just completely unapologetic about it.
I need
And
like
as a
Buzzwole needs to get
Eldritch
beaten with
Alien
hammers.
horror fan, I'm going to be
Wait,
very biased for that.
wait, you want to beat me with hammers?
No, I said Buzzwole needs to be beaten with hammers. And then I went back to my Stack Attacka thing again because I love them.
I don't even know if I saw this in the game. Hold on.
Some of them were only in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, which TBH
Yeah.
completely butchered the story because of what they did to Lily and Lusamine, but
I like this. I like this in concept, not in execution, because it's like folded paper, like in the
Yeah.
shape of like a samurai kind of thing. But I just don't like the design.
Oh, that's so sad.
This guy, I saw him in the anime, and I'm pretty sure this is the one where the sound
Please,
is
please, yes.
So goofy. He sounds
Yeah,
like he looks like he'd be voiced by Jack Black.
Oh
That's
my god,
fair.
have you seen the video? I will find the video and you can watch
No,
it
I've
later.
seen it.
Okay,
When
And
he
okay,
gets
literally, the
it's
voice
so
actor
good.
just yells.
Yeah, he just screams, and that's his whole thing. It's
I think
so good.
there was like a clip of a Zapdos. I don't remember from what, but it was also like a similar noise.
I mean,
Whoever
I'm not a
voiced
fan,
him
but the
needs to
screaming is
pay.
funny.
Yeah, like the screaming is so. Honestly, I thought the screaming was so funny that I actually became a fan of this Pokemon. It's just too good to. I'm like,
Wait, okay, I see Necrozma. I'm freaking with it. Okay, I see.
I'm posting Stack Attack
Yeah.
because he's my guy. He's so dumb.
He looks
I
like one of
love
them fangs from Breath of the Wild.
Right? He's just like a wall, and I'm like, okay, he's like a little house. You could probably live inside of him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Magearna, don't like it. I think it's an ugly design. Hold on.
I can't remember what it's called. There's like a poison something like wasp space dragon. I look at that and I go, oh, that's just like knockoff Ridley.
Poipole and
High Metroid
Naganadel,
Ridley.
right? I
Yeah,
think
those
it's this.
two.
Yeah. Let me see.
The only thing is that like the lack of legs on the evolution is kind of weird. But
Yeah.
like the everything else I enjoy.
Modern
Um,
Pokemon
Yeah, what is
design
it with freaking
philosophy
Ultra
is
Beasts and
unimportant.
like not giving them legs?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess it makes them more otherworldly or something. I don't know. I want legs.
It does, but like, how does this thing land?
It
He
does.
doesn't.
He just sticks his weird little stinger into the ground and just chills.
Oh, yeah, I guess he could do that.
Okay, completely side tangent, but that reminds me of like okay. So kingfisher birds, what they'll do is that they have like these big like beaks, right? And they'll
Right.
I don't remember what they hunt. No, was it kingfisher? Yeah, it was kingfisher. They'll fly so hard into a tree by accident that like if their beak gets stuck, they just hang there, and like some person has to come along and like pluck them off because they can't move.
Oh
Oh,
my goodness.
So
That's
anyway,
goofy, really.
the image of Nagadel like just sticking its stinger in the ground and just being stuck reminded me of that.
that's funny. So
Literal
this guy,
death
I hate
view.
him, and that's because I hate clowns.
It looks
So.
like a has-been.
But do you
OC.
hate jesters?
Oh, that's foul. That's foul.
Yeah, it's absolutely foul and not necessarily even inaccurate is the crazy part.
Bro, I want to see this
Definitely
in
somebody's
Has-Been
has
Hotel, bro.
It's about complicated enough to make its way in.
Oh, you're foul for that. You are foul for that, bro.
Dang, are we gonna get to do a has-been episode at some point? Because I would love to take that apart.
We can.
Like only from the perspective that it is technically Zero Aura anyway.
Oh, I
Only
forgot
from the
about this
perspective
guy.
That it is
Like he just kind of
technically
comes out of nowhere as some
animation.
random mythical, and I just kind of forget it exists.
Like
It's
he's
very
bait, but
like
just like furry bait generally.
it's very
Yeah, he is
like
furry bait.
Lucario energy somehow.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. This is good furry bait, I think.
Yeah. This is furry bait / pause.
Yeah, I like him. I don't think I ever got to him though in the game.
Yeah, me neither.
No, it was like a special event type thing, I think.
Dang it, I would be missing the special events.
Special
This
events
guy, I hate
nowadays is just excuse me, plugging your Wi-Fi somewhere and then like you just like they give you the Pokeball.
Yeah, I'm
which
like
is
back
sad.
in my day, we had to go to the GameStop, get the little
Right.
card or whatever.
Yeah, you had to tell them to switch it on because they didn't always have it like sending out the signal and
Get the little mystery gift.
Or like an
And-
actual event tied to it.
Yeah. You had to do stuff. They didn't just have
Only
some
there was a
guy give you a
movie with it.
Pokeball.
Yeah. But yeah.
Kids
This
these days.
guy, I don't like him.
Let me scroll back to
Melmetal.
you know,
I think
I like that he's like a giant chonker, but other than that, I feel like this design could use some work.
They introduced him
It
in
feels
Pokemon
like
his
they're trying to be
his,
Regigigas, but it's like failing.
Yeah, also
Regigigas, but
introducing like you were about to say, introducing a Pokemon through Pokemon Go and then bringing it to the main series games is some stuff you should be put to the sword for. I hate that.
yeah, I thought that was not great. So I don't like him. I don't like him. Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it.
But yeah, that is all of whatever. Oh, Generation 7. There you go.
Oh,
How many of them do
are
we have?
kind of nine,
I think
but
there's 2 more.
we
But
are
I don't have any
bumping up
strong
against
opinions
time limit
on.
here.
Oh,
Oh
what?
yeah, how long have we been live?
An hour.
Yeah, just about an hour.
Okay.
All right, part 3. Round them up.
No, okay, I guess we have to. Oh
Well, I mean,
man.
my only opinion on Sword and Shield is that the only Pokemon I like is the regional Zapdos. That was made for me.
Oh yeah, that's so.
Oh,
I
the
like
little, he
yeah,
looks like the
Zapdos is
Roadrunner.
really cool. Yeah,
Yeah, and the colors are very Mii-core.
but yeah,
Okay.
I guess if we have takes about the next 2 generations, we could do a part 3. But if we don't, I guess not. But whatever.
I did want to
Should
get
I?
through all of them.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I guess we're doing a part 3, and you should come up with some
Okay.
takes. But in the
Rip,
meantime, I'm gonna
rip
outro.
editor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have. I guess we don't have to edit all these together into the same video. We'll see how it goes.
It's so long that it would probably be better to just space them out.
Yeah. All right.
Probably.
It's also less work for editor. We love you, editor. Anyway,
Yeah.
it is time. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider liking the video or subscribing. Definitely like the video if you liked it. If you disliked the video, keep that to yourself. Thornforge socials and everything like that are going to be in the description, as well as our socials. If you really like us and you want to get kind of parasocial, I respect it. Yeah. Am I missing anything?
If you have hot takes about our hot takes, please leave them in the comments, especially about Incineroar. I would like to see.
Yeah. Please execute her verbally because Incineroar is baby. The end.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for coming. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.